Hello and welcome to Low Budget Gaming and welcome to another first Descendant video. So I wanted to make a short video on a comment that I see somewhat regularly, probably from newer players, but it's regarding this power increase module. And people ask why use power increase instead of, let's say, focus on toxic in the case of Freyna. And the answer is basically to get more damage. And the way the damage numbers are calculated in the game, basically you have three categories. You have the base skill power, you have the element skill power, so toxic in the case of Freyna, and you have the archetype power, so tech skill for Freyna. Ignore the singular because we are getting a little bit from the external components. So basically, if you can get these up to around the same level, all of them, you will do more damage than, let's say, putting too much into one. So for example, we have 1.286 on the toxic power, we have 0.65 on the base skill, and we have 0.42 on the tech power. Okay, so this is about as much as I can get. Usually it's easier to get more toxic power than to get tech power because there are limited sources of adding tech power. So basically, instead of going into too many numbers, I'll just show you in the lab and how this works. So over here, this is my build. I think this is the same build I used in the previous video. I have a slightly better infected weapon module, but over here I have a level 260 Vulgus. We have the Legion of Darkness level 260 because that is the highest we can get, and I have also disabled the inversion reinforcement because we get extra stacks from the quantum domain, more power and things like that. So what I'll do is I'll just hit this Vulgus once with my Q, and we'll see how much total damage and initial hit damage we do. And then we'll compare it with the focus on toxic mod. So right now I have the power increase module in there. I also have ancestors module. So I'll keep everything as the same. I'll only swap out the power increase for the focus on toxic. All right, so let's hit him with our Q. 273,000, that was the initial hit. We'll let this run. I won't use the gun or hit the skills again. And we'll just see what number we get, total number on the right hand side. So let this run out, and if you see at the end, it says total damage 5,957,145. So that is the total damage. So let's just do it one more time, just to make sure we are getting somewhat consistent and similar numbers. So once again, we are going into the 5 million territory. 5,957,000. Okay, so exactly the same. Initial hit was 273. Okay, now what we are going to do is we are going to put focus on toxic. Where is toxic? Over here. So we can put it instead of power increase. Now, first thing, notice what happens here. We get a lot more toxic, but no base skill power. Now we have 0 base skill power. We have the same amount of tech power, but one whole section of the power is gone now. We have no more base skill power. Okay, so now we'll do the same thing. 5957 was the number, 273 was the first number. 217,000, so a lot lower. Now let's wait how much we get in total as well. So we are already a lot less with the initial hit. And that is it. So 4,736,000. We were getting 5,957,000 with the power increase. Let's do it one more time, just to confirm. 217,000. Once again, 4,736,000. So if you look at the total damage number in the middle. So as you can see, with the power increase, we are getting significantly more power. So that is why we use the power increase. Now, this is not possible in a lot of cases, and sometimes you want the extra cooldown because the focus on mods also give you 6.1% cooldown. So that is also useful. So sometimes you just can't make it work. You have to sacrifice one or the other. And there are other ways of increasing and balancing the power as well. So right now, you can see we have 0.65. So 65 here, 1.286 toxic power, and 0.42 tech power. Now this tech power increase is largely coming from the ancestors module. If you see here, I'm getting 0.085 tech skill power boost ratio. I'm also getting 5% here from the plague sensor. We are getting 0.085 again from the options here, and then 0.2. So all of this is adding up. Now, this plague set gives you 43.2% toxic skill power over here. If I was to remove this plague set and let's just say randomly put something else, maybe not this one, because this one gives you skill power. Let's put something irrelevant here. So now we are not getting that 43% toxic skill power. You can see our skill power has dropped to 0.854. Now, another interesting set is the Slayer set. This one gives you 26% base skill power. Okay, so if you see here, we have 0.65 over here. So this will increase if we use the Slayer set. So now we are at 0.911 because we get 26.1% over there. Our toxic skill power stays the same because we are getting the toxic from here, and we are getting 0.2 or 20% from the reactor in the skill power boost ratio. Okay, so we play around with the different modules and the different components to just try and balance out all these different things. So as you can see, we have a little less tech skill power with the Slayer set. We have a lot more base skill power, and we have a little less toxic skill power. Let's actually have a look and see how much damage we are doing here. So 5957 was the number we got with the plague set and the focus on toxic. With the power increase, and then we are getting 4736 with just the focus on toxic module. So now let's see. I think I messed it up. Did I hit him on the foot? Did we get a damage number initially? Let's just do it one more time just to make sure we hit 251. So this is basically the second best option right now. We're not getting the 273, but we are getting 251. So we should be in the 5 million range. Not bad, 5.495. So about 500,000 less with this Slayer set. So yeah, so you can use the Slayer set as well if you wanted. So there are various ways of increasing your power. It all depends on how you balance your different skills to get the most damage from your modules and stuff like that. So as you can see, I have 90% cooldown, so I don't need the focus on toxic. I don't need that 6% from the focus on toxic. So that's why I'm using power increase to give myself more power. Also regarding the trigger module, one of the reasons why we use power beyond a lot of the time, this is also another comment I often see. People ask why use power beyond when it's not helping. So if you see the power beyond here, skill power increase 5 to 15, and on this module I'm getting a flat 15% increase. So whether your skills are ground dot or not, in case of Freyna they are, but you'll get a flat 15% increase here as well. So if you see over here 6.5, this will get a 15, so it will be 0.8. So where is the trigger module? Power beyond, this one, 0.8. And at the moment I have disabled the inversion, but if you get this inversion up as well, you have something called quantum domain, which increases your skill power by 0.6%, 15 stacks. So that is 9% more. Okay, so if we use our skills 15 times, we'll get another 9. So this will become 0.89. So let me just do that here. So if I use this, you'll see the quantum domain number, the second one from the right. 9, 10, 11, 12, 14, 15. Okay, we have 15 stacks, so 9% more, so it will be 0.89. So 0.89. But we're also getting more toxic because of other places like the Fallen Hope, the gun, that gives you 95% more toxic as well. So this is another reason why we don't need to overload into the toxic. So it's gone back to 1.286, but the gun here, this is also giving us 95% cooldown. 95% toxic power. So yeah, so these are the various ways you can sort of manage and balance your skills and get the most power. And so yeah, you can pick and choose, get an adjustment in terms of gameplay and also how much power you want. Too much power and no cooldown will also not be good. Or if you have too much cooldown and you're spamming and you're losing your MP, that will also not work. So it's not just about getting as much damage as possible, but having a balance so that you get everything in proportion, you do enough damage, and of course you have your skills available and things like that. But anyway, this video has become longer than I wanted, but hopefully that made sense. And yeah, I'll use this to refer to people in case I get more of these comments in the future. But thank you for watching. If you did, see you next time.